back to the Futureprint Virtual Summit. We have a gentleman here today called Mr. Robin Sprong, who I've seen speak before and know that he's a real leader when it comes to innovation in design, utilizing the power of digital print. And Robin, welcome. Where are you right now? Tell us where you are and a little bit about your background and so on.
All right, I'm in Cape Town right now, in an area in Cape Town called Woodstock. It's kind of a very funky, edgy kind of area it's getting revitalized. We've got our studios here. We've got about 300 square meters of studio. We've got all our equipment in the back there. We've got some studio spaces in the front. We've got all the designers at the left there, the right, I mean. And we are pretty much in the hub of where all the interior designers, a lot of people come to this sort of area. It's very funky and cool. A little bit about myself would be that I'm a surface designer. I've been doing this since about 2007. I basically started this whole thing by I was involved with a company called Lomography, and we used to shoot these little cameras all over the world. We used to shoot all these crazy things, and it was just me becoming an ambassador for Lomography in South Africa and looking for cheaper ways to print all those photographs and put them on walls and stuff like that. And then I came up with this idea to sort of, rather than just doing one small picture on a wall, why not do the whole wall as an image? And then it slowly developed into wallpaper and curate and a photography shop that required me to bring in more artists, more designers. So I had quite a lot of access to artists and designers and started working with them. But I'm originally from Johannesburg. I moved to Cape Town. I joined the Navy. I was a diver in the Navy for many years. I was working sort of in underwater sort of projects and but I was always lacking the creativity. That was for me where I really felt myself, So I've always really been the type of person to sort of align myself with photographers and designers and work together. So basically, my business today is a result of all of that. It's a result of photography. It's a result of design. It's a result of collaboration. It's a result of having an eye for a good image. It's a result of sort of keeping up with the trends. It's basically been an accumulation of my life's work to get to this point where we sort of, like, everything that I felt that I love doing in my life, traveling, meeting people, designing, making beautiful spaces, working in the industry with interior designers, working with architects, working with all these amazing people and places to make beautiful places. I mean, through that, we've been featured in some of the top magazines all over the world. And then now our sort of idea is to sort of, extend that collaboration to other printing companies, where we sort of offer our content to certain types of companies. We work together with them. We've got a very good relationship with HP, originally they helped me make a lot of the connections with a lot of other companies, sort of how to work together, what different ways, keeping an ecosystem in how we do everything, making sure that all of our work is standardized wherever we produce it. We produce most of the stuff here in South Africa, and we ship all over the world. Wow. But we do allow access to a lot of our work.
Yeah, so your story started with your kind of, I guess you learned a lot of things in the Navy about leadership, kind of overcoming, gives you a certain kind of sense of resilience and strength, I'm sure, to go out and try new things. So the photography element, I think you said before, that kind of grew as an interest, I guess, as much as anything else, and then moving into decor and seeing how to bring to life some of your ideas and images into wall. Is it mainly wall coverings?
We do wall coverings, we do vinyl coverings, we do window wraps, we do window vinyls, we do a lot of design work itself. But I would say we're getting into fabrics, we're getting into display fabrics. We also work with a lot of sort of high-end department stores, the kind of department stores that, like in England, Sainsbury's sort of level, where it's a little bit more upper class, and they don't just want to work with a print shop that sort of only understands signage. They want to work with some guys that actually understand how design works, how to make things look good. It's a little bit more classy. It's a little bit, okay, it's not like, here's the artwork. They're coming to us and they're saying to us, can you help us with the artwork? So not only do we use our own artwork, we create artwork as well for the customers, and then we also use the customer's artwork. So
yeah, so you work both with the print technology on the one hand, but then with the creative on the other, and that, I guess, gives you that unique position to be able to deliver both. Is that what you do? You help with the print as well?
Yeah.
How does it work?
Yeah. So pretty much we've got a website where most of the designers and the collaborators that we work with and the collections that we curate go onto our website. So we'll present most of our stuff there. We are a bespoke company, which means that we don't actually produce stock. So people go to our websites, they have a look at what they want. We customize it to their sizes. With certain companies and interior design firms, we do manufacture rolls. So people will come to the website, they'll see what they want. We'll look at the walls. We'll either send somebody out, or they send us pictures of the walls with dimensions, and then we scale everything up to make it look good for that space. Often in that process there will be a consultation. So we will say, well, what about this? What do you think of these designs? What kind of theme are you looking for? How can we help? So it's a very consultative. It's not just the sort of, we receive hard drives from our customers and then we just produce the work that they want on the specified items that they want. We also talk about the textures of the paper. We also talk about all the different sort of possibilities of if we're going to do kitchen cabinetry, can we wrap it? If we're going to do windows, what type of vinyl do you want light to come through or not? If we're going to create these spaces, what is going to be the final result? Is it going to be printed on fabrics? Is it going to be printed on wallpaper? We've recently started to use fabric systems like the Pong's Descore system, where it gets sort of inserted into these frames. We also use a lot of Tex frame, the aluminum sort of frame with the silicon edge. So and speaking of that, we're actually getting into a lot of sort of acoustic paneling, where we actually sort of reduce noise. That's a big thing. I mean, people are living on top of each other more and more. Small cities, smaller apartments. People have got noises next door. There's noise reduction solutions. That's quite a big growing business. And those panels need to look good. I mean, people want to they want to live in their spaces. Also with COVID, I think what happened is a lot of people are sort of re-looking at their own apartments, their own homes. They've been stuck in there for a few months, and now they've decided, they're not going to go on a vacation. They're doing staycations. So they want to live in their homes a little bit more. They've had a chance to tidy up, clean up, change things around. People are still a bit nervous to travel. I think it's going to be like that until this sort of vaccine or whatever is a solution. Yeah. So we've definitely been seeing a big growth in our sort of domestic market. But thank God for us, we took a bit of a knock with the COVID, but a lot of those customers that were put on hold have returned. I would say at least 60-70% of them.
Yeah, that's a fortunate trend, isn't it? And also, I guess you've nicely positioned because you're able to deliver both for retail, but also, do you do kind of hotels and restaurant? How's your clients? What kind of clients are they? They're a mix, are they? Or?
Oh, that's where we're very lucky. We've got a product that is desirable within all those sort of segments. So we do a lot of business. We do hotel. We've done a lot of hotels. We're able to do hotels both in South Africa, locally, Cape Town, Joburg, all over our country. But we're also able to work up into Africa. We've been doing some hotels in Europe. We've been doing, some in the US as well. We do hotels. Restaurants are great. Retail is a growing market because retail is also changing its look and feel. Instead of being sort of like a stark sort of retail environment, a lot of retail is changing into more lifestyle themes.
More experience-led.
More experience, like the surf shops. You'll see when you walk into a surf shop, it's got wood, sort of ruggedy wood. It's got surfboards everywhere. It's kind of a lifestyle sort of thing. People are thinking more and more about their lifestyle, how they live, how their life is curated.
Mm.
We're very lucky. We've got a very broad spectrum of customer.
Yeah, really interesting. And do you have anything you might be able to show us, the kind of examples of some of the different sort of work that you do or
Yep.
have done?
I've put together a couple of images, and then I'll talk you through. You might find them a little bit mixed up, but I did my best to get some.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I am going to share my screen with you. That's the one I want. Okay, so here's an example of one of the artworks that we did. These are sort of South African aloes. The botanical theme is quite a popular theme, but this is just a different sort of take on it. Here again, sort of insects. That's in a bathroom. So wallpapers it's quite a big theme. Is bathroom areas because that's where your guests go. That's where they sit down for a little bit and get to look at the walls. This is one of the artists that we've been working with. I've got an image of him coming up. He's a painter. He does these amazing sort of images. And, we convert these kind of things into sort of wallpaper artworks. All of these artworks are available on my website, by the way. This is a headboard. A headboard this is printed onto a fabric, and it's sort of inserted into the headboard frame. So it's a bed, but it's got a little bit of a design element to it. This is a guy that collects Ferraris. He wanted to spruce up his private garage. So we did one of the wallpapers from our collection from Hello Mr. Frank. Another botanical aquatic theme. As you can see, the green is a very popular color at the moment. It doesn't have to be strictly botanical, but a lot of our artworks, a lot of our wallpapers are not just wallpaper designs, but they actually cross the line to become a little bit more of an artwork. It's the Ferrari garage again. Here's an example of a different product I wanted to show you where we've actually used floor vinyl to wrap a bathroom which had terrible tiles on the walls, and then we did this very sort of popular. It's called Florita tile, which is a very popular theme, and it's completely changed the hotel's bathrooms. Now this is the most popular bathroom in the hotel. Old maps. This is an old map of Cape Town. Very popular themes. Abstract art. This is another big theme that we've been working with. It's very easy to put into different spaces. Here you go again. It's just textures, not always about design. It's not always about having something loud. This is a department store that we work with called Valence. Valence basically have our wallpapers in all their stores. So a lot of their customers will come to our stores and order the wallpapers directly through the store. This is to show you that digital prints can actually go into very high-end spaces. So it's not a tacky material. A lot of the top printers all over the world that are producing wallpapers are producing wallpapers with digital machines, not just the old-fashioned Gravure printing and the long-form prints. But, this is digital print in one of the most expensive apartments in Cape Town. Old themes, just to show you some of the different types of themes we have. This is a forest theme. It's not a photograph. It's an old painting, which is a very popular thing. And you can see it really gives the environment its own sort of flavor, its own flair, something unique. Graphic design, very popular depending on your type of space. This guy has it in front of his computer, and quite a big growth we've seen is the sort of zoom backgrounds, so that people's backgrounds, Marcus, you need something for your wall. The zoom backgrounds are quite a new big thing where people, they're having these meetings, they want their backgrounds to look a lot better, make them feel professional. Maps are very good. Something like this is very popular depending on what type of business you could do different types of backgrounds. Botanicals is in for bedrooms. Here you go again. Sorry, I said to you it would be a bit mixed up. This is a cosmetics company that produces different types of creams called Environ in Cape Town. Their different cream ranges come in different colors. So they wanted their business to reflect. They wanted their environments to reflect their products. So this is one of the colors that they chose from the creams. There's another image coming up which you'll see, which is which is purple. So they managed to sort of incorporate their brand identity into their environment, which is quite a big thing, using color, using their theories of how they make products and stuff like that. The ceiling, now considered to be the fifth wall. Very popular, growing market is the ceiling. We've seen a lot of ceilings being done. There are specialist products, lighter weight products for ceilings to make it easier to install. Ceilings is definitely, there's quite a nice growth. Maps, as I said, very, very popular. Maps are great, easy to work with. Estate agents love them. There's another one of Jimmy Law's images. Again, this is one of the shots from one of the magazine shoots. You can see how our different designs really appeal to different tastes and styles. And you're seeing like digital prints really going into spaces and absolutely changing the space, to suit a theme, matching the interior decor with the wallpaper, keeping it all together. That's very much part of the job, really being able to consult, being able to decide what images are going to look good. A lot of our stuff appearing in the magazines. This is Avalana. She's one of our very popular designers. Her work has been humongously popular. And this is one of South Africa's top design magazines called Vizi. This is a nightclub. It's a light box. Also, themes in nightclubs are great, because nightclubs generally the type of place that after a couple of years it gets really sort of worn out. It gets heavy use. So after 3-4 years, nightclubs are generally changing the whole environment again. This is sort of as you go up the stairs at a nightclub called Coco in Cape Town. A little accent area in a bathroom, really in a toilet, just really changes the whole room. Just gives it a little bit of sun. It's not a picture on the wall. It's actually part of the architecture of the house. It's the Ferrari room again. We also, as a company, we do more than just wallpaper. We also do some branding. We work with a lot of big brands like Red Bull. We work with Heineken. We work with I can name a whole lot of them that we work with that actually ask us to come in and do a little bit more than that. Coming up with the concepts, doing the interior, doing the exterior. So it's more than just being a print company. It's about being the full deal. This is the inside of that same container. Again, one of the images from before. During COVID, we also decided that we needed to find our own way of finding new solutions for the time. This is a touch-free hand sanitizer. So the idea here was to sort of create a hand sanitizer station that suited the environment, looked a lot better, had the sort of the decor feel to it rather than just being a straight little thing. So this would be a little bit more for like a doctor's room or a different type of a store that's actually appreciated a little bit of branding on their hand sanitizer. This is in our studio. This is Bonnie. She's posing with a couple of the fabrics that we do. These were some of the fabrics that we were doing for the hand sanitizer stands, the backs of them. This is, again, just to show you the decorability of some of our wallpapers. Black and white is a very popular theme. Looks great. This is our studio. One of our partners from the UK, this is Nigel, came to see us. Just to give you an idea of our design space and where we're working from. I'm in that room at the back there. Mm-hmm. Advertising in magazines, that's quite a big thing for us, so we would definitely, we wouldn't advertise in print magazines. We would advertise in decor magazines, show people what your space could look like. This is another one of the projects that we did during COVID. We had a lot of leftover materials, printed materials, so we decided, we had no jobs at the time. Let's do something with the stuff that we got. So we started making masks. My daughter's at a kiddie school, so we decided let's make grown-up masks and kiddies masks. So that was just to keep my guys busy, to keep them coming in, just to give everybody. And then ideas started springing up, different things that you could do with the masks, how to make them look cooler, more fun. There was a lot of opportunities for us. These are more of the hand sanitizers. We did them in different sizes.
Yeah.
This is at a cosmetic surgery. So everybody that walked through could just sort of, hand sanitize.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit more of our studio. You can see we've got the HP 1500s. We've got a little bit. When our customers come to our studio, they like the look of it. They like the feel of it. They feel engaged in it. They feel like they're sort of looking at the design. They're looking at the production. So everything that we do, all of our projects, all done in one space. Another one of the hand sanitizers. This is actually one of the hand sanitizers at Tonkill optometrists. They were very, very happy with it.
It's much more sympathetic than a straightforward kind of functional kind of display. It's nice.
Then this is one of South Africa's most famous artists. She's decided that for her exhibitions, and we've been working with her for about 3-4 years now, instead of doing frame pictures she sells her pictures for hundreds of thousands. But she wants them to. They're so visually appealing and shocking, and she does so many different images of herself. Every single image is of herself. That's the best way for her audience to view the artworks, was to have these artworks printed massively on the wall. So we do them on massive AirTex prints, and they look absolutely fantastic. This is another acoustic solution that we did, where the hotel had an acoustic problem in 6 floors. So we did some text frames with acoustic sort of blankets inside, and then we covered it with a beautiful print. These are the abseiling guys that sort of put it up. A little bit more at our studio. It's one of our artists, Jimmy Law. Again, you can see how he's, from his paintings, how we sort of get them into sort of production, and then we produce them as wallpapers. Coming up with different products that we can manufacture, just different ideas, different things we can make. This is in Johannesburg last week. Marcus, you saw it. I was in that room.
Yeah, we spoke, didn't we? Yeah.
So for Nando's,
that's a nice story.
Which is a peri peri chicken brand, and they started in South Africa and they've grown worldwide. They're a fantastic brand. They really engage with artists, with African artists. In fact, the owner of the store is, he's so engaged with arts that all of this, every single one of the Nando's stores now has artworks in the stores, and they got together with the Johannesburg government, and they found this old prison. It's the oldest prison on the highest point in Johannesburg, and the government, South Africa, sort of had been struggling. And, the government said, look, if you take over this old fort, this old prison, we'll give you a preferential rate. And he said, I've got this great idea. I want to create these sound studios. Instead of sending South African artists overseas to get professionally recorded, they wanted to start doing it in South Africa. So they invited me to come and work with them and one of their artists. So we worked on this project together. I drove up to Joburg, and then we put all this paneling up. It was super hard work, but it was super rewarding. So they've tried to leave windows of the old cells. They've tried to leave pieces of the floor. Sorry about these pictures. It's very much in production.
No, it's cool. It's showing, I guess the materials are really important. And as you mentioned, acoustics and the feeling of being in a creative space, and it ignites kind of ideas and just makes you feel good, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And, South African designers, it's a designer that we've nurtured with Nando's. Nando's started a project called Young Hot Designers, and they nurtured about 12 young designers, and they sort of, basically as part of the program, they said to me, Robin, will you take some of these guys on and help them develop the sort of wallpaper, surface design stuff. So we felt the guys that were appropriate for us. So Glorina was one of the artists that Nando's picked that they really loved. So they put a lot. Not only is her artwork in a lot of in these studios, but you'll see in the Nando's stores actually they have a lot of Glorina's work. They have it printed on different types of things. So the artist benefits from this whole program as well.
It strikes me it's really an integrated solution that you provide, as a solution being kind of creative solution, really, both from production through to, design. So it's
Yeah.
really kind of like takes it on another level. I mean, you've mentioned a couple of times that you don't really think like a printer would think in some respects.
We
The
like to
print's
think
part of
of
your business, isn't it? But it's
yeah,
the value is in the design, is it not? Or
absolutely. We actually like to think of ourselves, or I like to think of ourselves as a platform. We're not just a print house. We're a platform for artists. We've got a production facility. We've got design abilities. So we're more than just a print house. We actually a platform, and that's through being that. We've really created something unique for ourselves.
yeah, and it's global as well, isn't it? So you're working all over the
We're
globe,
working.
really.
We're
Yeah.
working. We've got fantastic partners in Singapore. We've got partners in the UK, Holland, Germany, Italy, USA, and we don't just rely completely on our South African business and our South African customers, but we're actually able to survive. And Dubai as well. We've got a really good relationship in Dubai. But we're able to to build those relationships, help those companies build their decor ability, and through that, be a leader in the field. And I think for us, it's very important to keep up. To be that leading company in the field.
Yeah, and I guess, would you call yourself an early adopter? So the technology, and you mentioned HP a couple of times, I guess that technology coming to market, you were quite early with that, were you? Was that a kind of a key moment for you, or?
I would say definitely we were up there. There were a couple of other sort of people that were doing it back in the day. I mean, 15 years ago, when we started, I mean, most people were just doing, signage. People would laugh at sort of the idea of using digital prints as wallpaper for a home. A lot of the technologies smelled bad, solvent inks, UV inks. I've still got some of those samples today that you can still smell. You can still smell them. But through the HP latex technology, with being water based, having less smell. As you can see, our designers, everybody works in the same space. Nobody ever walks in here and goes, "Oh my God, I can't stand the smell." I've got to, So it's an environment. It's a good environment, I think that we definitely pushed the envelope, and we've been pushing it ever since. So hopefully we'll reap the rewards of it one day.
Yeah, and I guess as well, it placed you in a good position when the crisis happened, so you're able to adapt and move forward. And I think some other perhaps less leading in terms of design and so on, perhaps were in a more difficult position on that front. But yeah.
It's been, I mean, the COVID period was quite difficult because a lot of all the customers. I mean, everybody that probably experienced a very similar situation where all your customers sort of locked down, and there's no business coming in, but you've still got to pay salaries, you've still got to pay rent, you've still got to pay for your machines, you've still got to pay the banks. There's a few of them sort of say, okay, cool, don't worry, you can pay us back at a later stage, or sort of give you a little bit of relief. But to be honest with you, it really was an aggressive period where we really had to think out of the box. We really had to come up with ideas. We were watching other people that were better equipped to do things like, people that were doing the plexiglass stands, people that were doing the floor graphics, people that were more in the signage business were able to sort of adopt very quickly. And that was really great to see. We saw these guys coming up with sanitizer stands. We saw them coming up with printed, reboard, making things and being able to sort of adapt. So this industry definitely was sort of in a position to survive very well if you were a creative thinker. Unfortunately, we were very much in the decor side, so we had to sort of come up with our own way of finding solutions, and our solutions sort of, they did get us through. They did help us. It gave us the opportunity to talk about ourselves. It's good to show ourselves that we are doing stuff, that we are active. And I think through that and just sort of resilience, we managed to keep up and keep going.
Yeah, well, good for you. And really inspiring stuff, and quite diverse and interesting design ranges as well. I like the art stuff, the work where you do with artists and so on, and your own stuff and the botanics. It's and the textures really quite quite impactful. So yeah, listen, thanks so much for joining us. What's the web address, Robin?
So my website is robinstrong.com. My Instagram is Robin Strong Wallpapers, and those are the two main platforms that we use. And I'm contactable on my email, which is robin@robinstrong.com.
Excellent. You've got a profile on the event website as well, so that people can link in with you. So thanks again so much for joining us from Cape Town, and look forward to you joining us again. And maybe you can take part, if you take part in some of the networking, people can see you in there as well.